reservation on the issue of curing our post-election violence. We have to be true to ourselves. What is ailing Kenyans? Kenyans are very peaceful. Kenyans are peace-loving. Before election, Kenyans are brothers and sisters. Kenyans intermarry across tribes and ethnic groups. Kenyans perform ceremonies together. Kenyans borrow sugar from each other, borrow salt from each other. Kenyans run businesses together from different tribes. So Kenyans are very peaceful. The only problem we have is during the announcement of the outcome of the election. And there have been a rejecter of election. And let us be true to ourselves. There is a single denominator of violence in Kenya, whose name appeared in 1982 coup. I was just 4 years old, but there was somebody who was mentioned during that coup. And the same person was mentioned or was a rejecter of the outcome of election in 1997. He was a rejecter of the outcome of the election in 2007. He was a rejecter of the outcome of election in 2013. He was a rejecter of the outcome of the election in 2017. He even sworn himself in 2017 as a people president, taking the country to a blink of a civil war. There is a single denominator of violence in this country. In 2002, we had a change of regime, but because Uhuru Kenyatta was patriotic enough to accept the outcome of the election, we never had any post-election violence. We had a peaceful transition from one government to another one. So there is a single denominator of violence in Kenya, and we have to be true to ourselves. And even the single denominator of violence have proven that he is the one, because when he shook hands with Kibaki, we were peaceful. What else do you want to prove that he is the single denominator of violence? When he shook hands with Uhuru, we became peaceful. So who was causing chaos? Who was making us unpeaceful? It was that single denominator of violence. So unless we fix the issue of the single denominator of violence, the professional rejecter of the outcome of election, then we will not have peace. That's why we are saying during implementation of this agenda or this point in the BBI of having a peaceful election, we have to also have legislation in place to make sure that we fix the single denominator of violence. I also have reservation on the issue of youth being given tax holidays or waivers. They are unemployed. They are not paying taxes in the first place. You cannot waive what is not there. I know our youth are very patriotic. Give them jobs, and they are willing to pay taxes. Yes. I also have the issue of the winner not taking everything. Yes, that particular point. Because if we say that the winner should not take everything, then we mean our democracy is no longer a competition. It is a negotiated democracy. We should better sit then in the table and decide who will become the president and who will become the deputy president, instead of going into a competition of searching for votes. Yet in that competition there is no winner and there is no loser. In any competition there must be a loser. In any case, if the president share power with the prime minister, who will share power with the governor? Who will share power with the MCA? Because we have 6 competitive positions during any election. We cannot say that it is only in the presidential election that we need to share power. No. The winner should take everything. We should even add and congratulate him. And the loser should go and organize, because in democracy, the majority will have their way, the minority will have had their say. That is what democracy is all about. Trump is not sharing power with Biden. No, in America. So why should it be in Kenya? Unless we are thinking of tribal chiefs. So I have some little reservation on that. That we should implement the BBI. And my advice to the AG, who will advise the president, is that I've scrutinized this document, BBI document, from page 1 to the last page. And I think it does not warrant a referendum. So the AG should advise the president that once we as parliament, because we will pass this document, once we have passed, then the president should assent to it and become law, and we start implementing it as quick as possible. I also have reservation on the issue of the resource allocation formula, revenue allocation formula. Because in this document, it stresses on the issue of 1 man, 1 shilling. Yet I know, and it is true, that it is not development following people, it is people following development. There are 35,000 Kenyans working in Qatar, a tiny desert peninsula. There are immigrant workers there. They have immigrated to Qatar following development. We are in Nairobi, not because of underground resources, not because of anything else, but because there is development in Nairobi. There are good schools in Nairobi. There are good infrastructure in Nairobi. Parliament is in Nairobi. Ministers' offices are in Nairobi. That is why we are in Nairobi. The population of Nairobi is very high. So whenever we develop any part of this country, the population will automatically follow. So why don't we develop Wajir? Why don't you develop Oloyangalani? Why don't you develop Ngoswani? And then population will automatically follow and will be able to offload the high population that is constraining the social amenities in our cities, in our central Kenya and pockets of western Kenya. That is why I suggest that the formula of revenue allocation should be 1 kilometer, 1 shilling. In any case, all government infrastructure projects are not on human heads. They are on land. We build roads, we build schools, we build hospitals on land, not on human beings. Human or individual investment is an individual responsibility. The government responsibility is to develop any part of this country so that we can offload the high populations in our cities. So having reservation in a document does not mean we oppose the document. We do support the document. It is not perfect, but we are suggesting ways and better ways of implementing it so that we can create a better Kenya for all of us.